Hey to all you Viking fans out here, I've been wanting to do a 53-man roster prediction. I am not going to do that on this video. However, I'm going to tease it by giving you my rankings of the position groups. That all coming up next. Hello, Viking fans. I'm going to do a giveaway. I want to describe it to you. I'm going to give away $100 worth of merchandise of your choosing. If I get to 1,000 subscribers, 75 if I get to 750, 50 if I get to 500, 25 if I get to 250. I'm going to choose one person from an episode. So I'm going to choose an episode, and I'm going to choose one person as long as they're liked, subscribed, and commented. And you can do multiple comments, multiple entries. You can actually go back to my old videos and do that too. Those will be eligible. Now, I'm going to choose that on game day against the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to choose one. Hopefully, it's $100, and I have 1,000 subscribers. Skol Vikes. Hello, fellow Skol brothers and sisters. This is minnesotasports.com. Your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter at SkolWorld, Facebook at SkolWorld, and TikTok at SkolWorld. Now, let's get to talking about the 53-man roster a little bit. I'm going to rank the position groups, and then I'm also going to say how many players in each of those position groups, teasing what my 53-man roster will be. That will be on my next video. Let's get started. Before we get started, I'd like to preface my ranking system is going to split up like offensive guard and tackle, inside linebacker, outside linebacker. Be self-explanatory later. However, this is going to be a little bit different than how I am telling you what players I'm going to have at each position. That is broken up a little more. Like running back, I have running backs, and then I actually have a fullback separate. That'll be all, you'll understand it completely. Now, before we get started, make sure you hit subscribe, click like, leave a comment, help me beat the YouTube algorithm. Let's get us on the map. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers by the time the first game starts, so I can give my maximum $100 worth of merchandise. I'm already at 25. I'm knocking on the door of $50. I want to get so I'm getting there to 500 subscribers where I can get $50. Now, I appreciate everything you do for me. Now let's get started. I'm going to talk about the 53-man roster and how many players at each position that I am going to put on that 53-man roster in my next video. Quarterbacks, I had 3 make it. Running backs, I had 3 make it. Wide receivers, I had 6. Now, running back, fullback, I have 1. So 3 running backs, 1 fullback. Wide receiver, I have 6. Tight end, I have 3. Guards, I have 5. Center, I have 1. Now, I'm putting those together when I rank the position group. Tackle, I have 3. Because one of the guards can play tackle too. So there's a guy that can play multiple positions at guard, and I'll talk about that later in the next video. Defensive line, that I put nose tackle, nose guard, tackle, defensive end, not outside linebacker. Okay, and that would be 6 defensive linemen. Outside linebacker, I put 5. Reason being is I think some of those outside linebackers could line up at D end. And you'll see when I go through the list. We're very flexible. It's not a crazy great position group, but it's flexible. 4 inside linebackers. And cornerbacks, I got 6. There's going to be a guy, there's going to be a surprise. So stay tuned to that next video. Safeties, I have 4. And that leaves 25 offensive players and 25 defensive players. And I didn't try to do that. It's just how it worked out. And then 3 special teams, punter, kicker, and long snapper. So let's go backwards to 12th to 1st. On the position group of how I rank them. I'm sorry, some caught my throat there. 12th, I was special teams. I don't trust any special teams, no matter how long they've been in the league. We're going to put them 12. The 11th position group, I put guard, and that's including center. I think this is our most questioned position group. It's just not deep. You know, Bradbury at center. I do like our guard. I want to say Chris Reed. Sorry, name escaped me for a second. Chris Reed, and I do think he's gonna fit in that right guard position. Ezra Cleveland has, I think, a lot to prove. I don't think he's as good as people have thought he was. I think he should need to take a step forward. Ed Ingram, I think, is a future starter in this league. I think he could take over midseason at a guard position if Chris Reed moves to center or whatever. But Ed Ingram has a position group. Now I'm kind of giving you some sneak peeks on what my 53-man roster will be. Yeah, I got those guys making it, but I'll give you the full list tomorrow. Now tight end, I ranked ahead of guard. It is not deep, but Irvsmith Jr. It could be amazing if he stays healthy, and that's why I put it ahead of guard. I did put it behind the next position, but I wanted to put it ahead just because of how good Irvsmith Jr. could be, and that's D line, and that's where I put in nose guards, tackles, and defensive ends that are not outside linebackers. So I put defensive line there, and it's a bigger group. It's deeper, a little more trustworthy than tight end because tight end is Irvsmith Jr. and whoever else, right? So defensive line, Tomlinson, Harrison Phillips, there's some good players there, and I think we might need to add somebody. I've been talking about Adamthielen Sue. That'd be kind of a move that would say, hey, we're going for it. But there are some guys that I'll talk about in the 53-man roster video that could make a big impact if they reach their potential. Number 8 is cornerback. I like this position that we have. I think our safeties are going to play a lot of nickel. I think they're going to play linebacker for that matter. And that's why I was a little worried about putting 4 guys in the inside linebacker position because I thought, well, we carry 3. We won't need a 4th because we got so many good safeties. Cornerback is my number 8 position. Inside linebacker, Kendricks, Hicks, those 2 guys are solid. After that, stay tuned. I'll tell you who I did on my 53-man roster. So number 7, inside linebacker. Now, number 6, I put tackle. We got 2 bookend tackles that I think in the future, I think they're just going to get better. And especially Darrisaw. He's going to get better and better. O'Neal, he may have hit his ceiling, but Darrisaw is going to keep getting better. Number 5, I put outside linebacker, mainly because Zadariussmith and Daniellehunter. Big surprise. They make the 53. And djwonnum. I think there's Wonnum is one of those guys that I could say that could go down and play defensive end in the if we go to 4-3 or if we or on a passing down on a 3-4, he can go play defensive end. So a lot of flexibility, and that's why I had not as many linemen as you might expect, and a few more outside linebackers because of the flexibility of the linebackers. Quarterback, I put at number 4. I wanted to put this higher, but I don't trust anybody outside of Kirk Cousins on this list. So I think we have a good enough quarterback that I could say that that's the 4th best position on this team. Number 3, I put safety. That could be number 1. This is a good group. I don't want to talk about it because those are those bubble positions. Do we care? I said we're carrying 4 safeties, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when I do my 53-man roster. So safety is number 3. In number 2, drum roll please, is running back. And that's including the fullback. And I said we're going to keep 3 running backs and 1 fullback. So it's 4. There is a guy I really wanted on this list, and I had to take him off. And I did a whole video on him. I'll talk about that in my 53. The guys that just didn't make the cut. But there is a, practice squad, and that's usually where like a 4th running back would go. So I say running back is the second best position. Number 1, I said that I think in a video, is wide receiver, and it's self-explanatory. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, ISM. ISM. I got his initials right. And Jalen Naylor. And then I'm saying Jalen Naylor is making the team. Just a little precursor. There may be a surprise. Who knows on the 53-man roster there. But that's it. Just to recap, number 1, wide receivers, 2 running backs, 3 safeties, 4 quarterback, 5 outside linebackers, 6 tackle, 7 inside linebacker, 8 cornerback, 9 D-line, 10 tight end, 11 guard, 12 special teams. That's it for today. The next video is going to be 53-man roster. I promise. There's some big surprises there. Stay tuned. Watch my next video. I'm Dave. This is Minnesota Sports Talk. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok, Skull World. Make sure you click like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Leave Skull, just anything to get this, beat the YouTube algorithm. See you next time. Skull Vikings.